you how to fly like Superman. Now, you can understand that if you were here this morning and I told you you will use your gift in heaven. What was Christopher Reeve's gift on earth? What was the greatest thing he did? He was Superman. So he made it to heaven. He did receive Jesus before he died. So did his wife. They're both up there right now. I'm going to get a hold of their son and let them know. Amen. People were praying for him to be healed, but he went to heaven, and now that's what he does. He doesn't have a job. I wouldn't call that a job, would you? And so, yeah, I was undone when I found out. They have a place you sit in stands, and you watch your family members learn. When they first get there, they take you there, they sit there, and they laugh, and they cry. Because he kind of lets you do it yourself first to see what you can come up with. And some people like to go like this. Like in the air. Or they give a flying leap and jump off this platform and they spin like this. That's not how you do it. And so I'm telling you, you're not going to ever stop laughing when you get to heaven. You will laugh and laugh and laugh. And you are so grateful that God designed heaven that way. That even if you never get to use it here, your gift is going to be 100% activated. And I already explained that your home mansion and all of your property is designed around your gift. So if you were a chef, you'd have a mansion, you'd have a huge kitchen, and you'd have a restaurant, all part of your property. People come from all over heaven to enjoy your gift. The restaurant is free. The food is amazing. No weight gain or food allergies. You don't even tip people. You just thank them. Amen? And so they're all over heaven because there's a lot of chefs and bakers up there and fashion designers and jewelers. I actually was taken to this jeweler shop on Main Street, Heaven. I don't know what they call it. I just know it's one of the main big street that runs down through heaven, the city part of heaven. And this jeweler, he was a Jew in New York City. And he was a jeweler, and he had a small shop, and he was really gifted. He actually received Jesus as his Messiah before he died. Can you imagine how rocked he was? Rocked. He's up there putting baskets in rocks. Kind of on your hand. The Holy Spirit like that. When he comes up and sees his mansion, and his mansion is a massive gemstone. Like, 50,000 square feet gemstone. And when you come up, to go up to get in there, a facet drops down, and you walk up the facet to go in there. And you can actually get custom-made pieces for your family members who haven't arrived yet. So when you get home to heaven, and you have your welcome celebration party in the throne room, and then your family take you to your mansion, you're going to have some awesome stuff waiting on you. They all get you gifts. Because so many people have so many gifts, they go get you all the stuff they like, and then you give them more stuff just because you want to, and it's piled to the ceiling of your mansion. And I'm telling you, every floor in your mansion is either like 30 to 40 foot high. You don't get no little place. You do not get a little place. And some of the grandma intercessors, you're going to go by and go, who is that place? Who does that place belong to? I can see the glory coming off of it way down the street. Probably some little grandma intercessor you never knew her name. Because God calls them his superheroes. If you're an intercessor, you're a superhero in heaven. Amen? So yeah, heaven is an awesome place. I do have a few more things to talk about heaven. I actually have some illustrations with me. I'm believing that you'll be able to see them. That sun's going to go down. Maybe I'll talk a few things to go down. Having been taken to heaven since 1996, non-stop. There's no way I can share everything with you tonight, but I'm going to share some of the highlights, things I know that you absolutely have to just know about. What is life like there? Where do the streets of gold take you? What does the Father look like? What does Jesus look like? What does the Holy Spirit look like, although he's invisible? He has an appearance. Trust me. You know where he is all the time, and I know he's on the earth. You don't need to correct me scripturally. He is actually on the earth, in you, in heaven, in outer space. He's everywhere. Amen? That's part of his image. He can be everywhere all at the same time. I didn't know why or how he does that. Amen? So God started catching me up. Yes, they warned me the first time. They don't much tell me anymore. They just take me when they feel like it. In the grocery store, then there, the parking lot, waiting on the front row. I was waiting on the front row in Texas, I think, or Arizona. I had been to Texas, one little tiny Seguin, like a dot. But this July, I'm doing a tour of Texas. And then they've already planned for me to come back in November, and they're going to have a huge venue in November. And God said, all of Texas is going to explode for you. Because they are hungry, they really love God. Not that God loves Colorado, or I wouldn't be here, okay? 1 year ago, I went to Colorado before Texas. What was I talking about? I was in Arizona, and a couple of days before that, someone told me, I don't remember who it was, did you hear Whitney Houston passed away? And when I heard those words, the Holy Spirit said this to me. She sang her own salvation. She's in heaven. Now, I know some people, not maybe here, but there are some people who go, no, she lived an ungodly life. I don't care what she did. Because if you receive Jesus Christ before you die, while you're dying, I've heard people cry out as they were descending into hell. When you leave your body and you belong to them, they come and get you. If you belong to them, they come and get you. And this one person had a praying, I know I'm rather training, the Holy Spirit just loves to do that. He wants to see if you're going to, stay right there, so focus. Don't take notes, just get the tapes. Whitney Houston, the Holy Spirit told me. He's my best friend. I won't rabbit trail. I was sitting there and he told me that, so I didn't care what anyone said. I mean, there have already been people, they couldn't wait. They said, like, 2 days later, I saw Whitney in hell. Well, you must have seen somebody else that looked like her, or maybe it was one of the familiar spirits, because the Holy Spirit said she was there, and I know his voice, and I know she was there. So a few days later, I'm sitting on the front row in Arizona waiting to speak, and he caught me up to heaven, and the pastor's wife said, why didn't you tell me I would have grabbed you? And that wouldn't have worked because my body was still sitting there. My body was there. They didn't know it was gone. It was like 3 seconds. And I am in the throne room, like on the steps, and that throne is high and lifted up. And there's like 4 sets of steps. And the throne is in the middle of the throne room. See, we didn't think of that. Everybody draws on the back one. There's these millions of people, and you're like trying to get through to see them. It's not like that. It's in the middle, and all his kids are all the way around you. And I have been saying it for a long time, and somebody told me who was caught up and walked up the back steps of the throne. And when they heard me say that, they go, I know you've been there because you said there was 4 sets of steps. And I didn't get taken up the front, but I stood behind God the Father. That means never been the same since. Yeah. He's so undone all the time. Anyway, back to Whitney. So I was like instantly on the steps of the throne, and here's Whitney. And she was gorgeous. I mean young, like in her 20s looking. And she was undone. She was just shaking. She was so overwhelmed. And the Father was thanking her for using her gift. That's how important your gift is. He was saying, Daughter, I'm so glad you've come home to heaven to me. He said, because you were willing to use your gift on the earth that I gave you, I'm going to give you one of your rewards right now. He said, I'm going to give you one of my own songs that I sang that has never been even sung in heaven. I'm like, that would be, I want to see what your treasures are. Money can't buy them. And I'm thinking, wow, his own song. That's awesome. It says God sings over us, right? So he sings. He sounds better than me. And so Whitney was standing there, she was so undone, and he reaches down and gets this treasure chest about this big, and everything on it that was embellished was alive. They were like gems and pearls and beautiful color that was living. The color was living on this chest. And it was moving. Even the outside was filled with light. And he opened the chest. This is the first time I saw this. A garment of praise came out. It was his song, but it was a garment. And this song, I could see, you see music in heaven, you don't just hear it or feel it, you see it. This song came out and it began to wind itself around Whitney like this, swirl around, and it became this garnet gown that looked like a queen's gown. It was beautiful. And he said, wherever you wear this gown in heaven, just by you moving, my song will come out. She moved her arm, you heard the song. She turned, you heard the song. It was so amazing. But God can sing really good. No one can top him, I'm sorry. Not even Elvis. By the way, he's in heaven too. He made it. And he sings to Jesus all the time. But God is amazing. He's an amazing singer. He created music and song. And so she was just undone by this gift he gave her. He said, I'm giving you a garment of praise. He called it that. Well, I knew they talked about it in the Word, but I didn't know they were real. And so that time I found out you actually can get garments of praise and wear them in heaven. And wherever you walk, you make music. Isn't that awesome? Yeah. And so he was hugging her and holding her. And he goes, when you get to your treasure room in your mansion, you'll find more of these. And he said, I brought you home. I knew the day that you would die. So I have your whole mansion, everything is prepared and ready for you. He said, but I did know that you would have to come home. He says, because people have arrived before you that have written songs that will be sung during the marriage supper of the Lamb, but you're going to be one of the ones who sings them. See, sometimes people die and we go, oh man, it was a tragedy. Not to heaven. See, heaven doesn't think like we do when someone dies. They celebrate. We have a funeral. They have a party. They're watching their funeral down here while they're having their party in heaven. Well, if heaven thinks it's wonderful that they're there, we should think it's wonderful that they're there. Don't you think so? Yeah. I know I have family up there. And so I was just undone by that, which is beautiful. And so she was there celebrating. By the way, Schambach is still in his throne room.
Who?
How many people know who Schambach is? He has been there since he arrived and he has never left. Been there for quite a few months. He is enjoying everybody else's welcome to his party. He hasn't taken his mansion yet. Still in his throne room. Some people just want to live there. It's so beautiful. It's so amazing. But you know what? We shouldn't judge about people. If they're there, it's because they receive Jesus. And many times we weren't with them the night before they died. And I cannot tell you how many people, especially celebrities, athletes, literally received Jesus Christ like the day before they died. And I saw many of them in heaven. I saw almost all the disciples. I've seen Elijah, King David, Queen Esther. I've seen the Apostle John. Paul is always in the same place. He's in this beautiful garden on this bench, and there's like hundreds of people sitting on the ground just listening to him share the revelation from God of his epistles. And also, he now knows what was going on in the spirit realm the whole time you lived that. That's included in your testimony in heaven. Your testimony takes that on a whole new level in heaven. So Peter, I've only seen his back because he's always fishing in the Crystal Sea. Say, Peter's gift was fishing. He still fishes. My husband said his new best friend was just my husband's gift is fishing. And I hate seafood. It smells. It's slimy. I don't care what you do to it. I don't like bait. You know, I fish, but I don't take the fish off the hook. It can be brought back to life on the day of the resurrection of the dead because I'm not taking it off the hook. If it doesn't die and fall over my husband will take it off. I'm not touching that hook, okay? And I fish with corn. This is just a little witty help to you. Use corn or French fries.